Okay. Director Russell, did you want to chair? Are we having Vice Chair Kush sharing?
No, he'll chair.
Okay. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I'll call to order the Marin Water Planning Committee and special board meeting on December 11, 2025. Terry, could we have roll call, please?
Good morning, Director Diana Mayer.
Here.
Director Matt Sampson.
Here.
Director Jed Smith.
Here.
Vice Chair Ranjiv Kush.
Here.
And Chair Larry Russell.
Here.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to adopt today's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Terry, any public comments on today's agenda?
There are none.
Then a roll call vote, please.
Director Mayer.
Aye.
Director Sampson.
Yes.
Director Smith.
Aye.
Chair Russell.
He's busy loading up a sled.
Chair Russell? Okay, Vice Chair.
Aye.
Thank you. Vice Chair Kush.
Aye. All right. Any public comments on non-agenda items?
There are none.
All right, so we'll move into our regular agenda then, starting with approval of the minutes from our planning committee and special board meeting that was held on November 13th. The minutes are in today's meeting packet. Any board comments on the last meeting minutes?
Nope.
Terry, any public comments on the meeting minutes?
There are none.
Do we have a motion then to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
A roll call vote, please.
Director Mayer.
Aye.
Director Sampson.
Yes.
Director Smith.
Aye.
Chair Russell.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kush.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next item is an update from our capital improvement program, the Scenic Avenue Tank Replacement Project. Welcome, Alex and
Hagar.
Agasha.
Hagar.
Hagar.
Good morning, directors. Alex Anaya, engineering director. This morning, we're here to present an item on Scenic Avenue tank replacement. This is one of the 4 remaining redwood tanks in our system that we're replacing. So here this morning is our assistant engineer, Hagar Nagash, who will be presenting this item to you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good morning, directors. My name is Hagar Nagash, and I'm an assistant engineer in design. This morning, I'm here to present the Scenic Avenue tank replacement project. This project is located in the town of San Anselmo. This project will replace the existing 20,000-gallon redwood tank with a new 20,000-gallon bolted steel tank, and will also replace approximately 200 feet of new pipe. This project will replace the existing 45-year-old leak-prone redwood tank as part of the district's capital improvement program. A redwood tank replacement program was initiated by the district in 2002 to prioritize and replace the remaining redwood tanks throughout the service area. Since then, all but 4 redwood tanks have either been replaced or decommissioned. Scenic Tank is one of the remaining 4 redwood tanks. The engineer's estimate for this project is $285,000 and is scheduled to last 200 days with a completion date of August of 2026. District will receive an open bid for this project on January 29th, 2026. If bid documents are acceptable, staff will make recommendation at a future regularly scheduled board meeting for contract award. District staff recommends review and comment for project approval and contract award for this item at a future regularly scheduled board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Hagar. Any board comments or discussion? Matt,
It's really good to see the progress on this, getting rid of those redwood tanks. That's going to be interesting looking back. Before you know it, there's going to be employees of the district that never knew redwood tanks, which is pretty neat.
Right.
So this looks good. I'm glad we're moving forward with it. The other 3, how does that fit in the timeline for replacement?
Yeah, it's a great question, Director Sampson. We got the hind tanks, which are the next ones that'll be replaced. We're currently in design right now. We're looking to bring that item probably spring of next year and then get into construction for that. So once we get those 2, then we'll have the remaining tank that we'll be looking to replace the year after that. So we should be able to get all the tanks out by fiscal year 28.
That's great news. Would there be any benefit or efficiencies of doing them all as one project? Or would you even be able to put it out for RFP for all of them? Or are they too complicated?
Well, it's not that they're complicated. They're all unique. This tank is 20,000 gallon tank. Hine tanks, we're going to be between 200,000 gallon tanks. And the last one's kind of in between. So they're all kind of different. And they're pretty straightforward. The location's already been established. So it's outside of, having the funding to do it, it's just kind of programmatically kind of planning to replace those and
Gotcha.
get them done.
No, that's helpful to understand. Site security for this tank, is that going to be built into the estimate and the cost of all that?
Correct. Yes, we will have site fencing for this tank, as well as all the other site security measures as we're trying to, move forward with all our infrastructure.
Great. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt. Diana, any comments?
No comments, thank you.
Is the wood reusable?
We do save the wood.
What do you do with it?
I think our watershed folks, either, they clean it up and make some benches or
Right.
whatever they need. So
They have like a workshop with elves back there, right?
Only during this month.
Okay.
yeah, but we hold on to the redwood.
Yeah, it's a good point because it's high value
Yeah.
stuff. There is a reseller of reclaimed wood up in Petaluma.
Yeah.
And
It's a thing. So
right, it's a high value thing.
Yeah.
Larry, any comments or questions? Well, we can come back. Because we have a little more time today, I did want to just ask a few questions regarding budget, Alex and Hagar, that I sometimes can't get to when we're trying to get through a packed agenda. So it's interesting to me, the different categories included in the budget. How does the engineer's estimate, how is that different from professional fees?
So that's a great question. So the professional fees are usually what we do, like when we hire a geotech to evaluate the site, or if we hire an environmental consultant to do any environmental needs for projects. So it is a cost of the project, but we like to differentiate between professional fees and what the cost to actually build and construct the project. So that's why we break it out that way.
Right. And then we also have a separate line item for direct labor and inspection. Again, independent of so what is covered in the engineer's estimate?
The engineer's estimate is the actual cost for construction. So it's a construction contract cost. So we're estimating that at 285,000. So the contingency is just something we build into it because just like any projects that we get into construction, unforeseen circumstances may occur that we did not anticipate, and we need some budget and flexibility
Sure.
to address those. And the professional fees, kind of like I mentioned, for geotechs or anything outside that's not done in-house, where we require the services of another professional organization, geotech or environmental to deal with or help us out. Materials, just the materials that we actually have to provide to the contractor, pipe, valves, anything else that the contractor is not providing. We do furnish that to the contractor since we have all that inventory in-house, and we like to maintain control and quality of the product that we put in the streets. And the district labor, that goes, so that's design cost, survey cost, construction inspection costs. So all the costs that are necessary to complete this project from cradle to grave through the end of record drawing. So we're complete with the project. So that's where that's how we break down our projects. So that kind of gives a kind of summary of all those different costs.
Okay, so when it does go out to bid, the bidders will be only looking at a portion of these costs. That's the engineer's estimate?
Correct. They'll only be bidding based on the 285,000.
That's a nice, so that's I think what, I was trying to better understand. So some of the listed costs are actually what we are going to incur
Correct.
to support the project.
Correct. But we always want to provide the total cost of the project.
Yes.
That includes construction, labor, services, materials. So that way it gives the board a actual picture of what the cost to construct a project.
Right,
Everything.
right. About $500,000 to replace a 20,000 gallon redwood tank with a steel tank.
Right.
All inclusive.
Correct.
Ranjiv, there's Alex. I think it'd be useful to share kind of the material of the tank in sort of the discussion, not necessarily that we had, but how engineers, what we think about the different materials and where we land based on sizes, and is that evolving or what?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So, we have tanks throughout our system that are different sizes. So, in different types. So we have the redwood, we have bolted steel, welded steel, concrete. So whenever we get into one of these situations where we're looking to replace a tank, we have to consider what's the size of the tank. So usually for tanks of this size, they're too small to really make them out of welded steel. Well, we can make them out of welded steel. The issue with that is there's economy of scale because in the future you have to coat the tank. So, every 20, 25 years you have to maintain, coat the tank. And there's an upfront cost to coating. So smaller tanks don't really provide the economy of scale for coating contractors to come in and recoat the tanks. So in this case, it makes sense to look at bolted steel tanks, which are meant not to be coated, but replaced in the future. And the cost is significantly less than actually if we were going to build a welded steel tank and then have to coat it into the future. So that's kind of the industry standard that we currently using, but there's also other materials and tank types that we're looking at, such as a glass fused tank that we're looking into, which has more of like a ceramic coating that provides a higher durability than our standard coatings that we put on our tanks. But we're still looking into that and see how those are applicable. So those could extend, the life of the tank in the future, but we got to make sure that there's a good fit for that size tank. So, and usually when we're looking at tanks, maybe about 100, 200,000 gallons. Now we're getting into the realm of welded steel tanks. So that's a good size tank to actually construct out of welded steel. And then as we move forward into, you're looking at 1 million, 2 million gallon tanks, then you're looking at concrete pre-stressed because those, you don't have to coat them and they have, at least 100-year lifespan. So it's kind of looking at the entire range of the sizes and, where the tank is located and what we're expected as far as adequacy. So let's just say hypothetically that we needed to put a larger tank in this site, then we would consider that, well, maybe if we need to put a 200,000, then we'll put a welded steel tank.
At the end of the day, it's really life cycle costs,
Correct.
right? That drives the decision.
Correct.
What about sizing? We're replacing it, it's the same size. We always look at that.
We
right?
always look at the system adequacy of the tanks that we're replacing to make sure they're big enough. In this case, this tank
Well,
does
too
serve.
big.
Yeah,
It'd be too big.
it'd be too big, correct. So there's no need to go any bigger, but really kind of on the smaller end of our tanks here on our system. So we want to keep at least that tank size in the location. So there's lots of factors we look at: adequacy, age, size, location, everything. And then opportunities to actually consolidate our system and eliminate tanks.
Right.
So we look at all that before we actually design and plan out a project.
That's great.
lots of
Really,
factors.
really helpful background.
Yeah.
Larry, are you there? Anything to add?
I am there, but I don't have anything to add.
Okay, thanks, Larry. Any other comments or questions? Terry, do we have public comments on this item?
There are none.
Okay, well, thanks again, Alex Hagar, for the update.
Thank you.
Hopefully the remaining 3 redwood tanks, are replaced according to schedule.
Yeah, we will be back.
Right. And then last item on our agenda is our upcoming meeting. Looks like the next planning committee meeting and special board meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, January 27, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. And with that, we will adjourn.
Thank you.
That's fast.
Thank you. Take